Afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? I am so glad you're here with me this afternoon. I have some things I want to talk to you about. I'm up here at the bunkhouse, so I decided I would do this video from in here today. And so I hope that this day has found you enjoying so many sweet things. But today I want to talk to you about something that is, I think, dear to my heart, and that is that it's that interceding. Someone would intercede on my behalf. I have faced a lot of rejection in my life, and if you haven't caught my video on adoption, I was adopted. Catch that video. If you deal with adoption or hurt or pain or anything, catch that video. It's called Adoption. But let me go back to what I was saying. For me, it's intercessory. I mean, how can I put this? We all need someone to stand up for us, right? We all need someone to say, you know what? It's okay. It's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. We all need someone to stand up for us and say that. We all need that in our life. And so today I wanted to just kind of come to you and talk to you about what that word means. And to get you guys to see that, and I spent my life standing up for myself. I just want you to know. I spent a whole lot of my life standing up for me. There wasn't a lot of people who were standing up for me. But you know what? There was always one who was, and there's always one who will. That's Jesus Christ. He ever liveth to intercede for us, the Word of God declares. And in John 17, verse 15, he comes to the Father. He begins to intercede in his prayer before his crucifixion. If you get a chance to read that, you should read that. And it's in John. And he's coming to the Father. He's interceding for each and every one of us. This is just right before he goes and is arrested to be crucified. And so he goes in intercessory to the Father on behalf of us. He knew what was fixing to happen to him, but he wanted to intercede for us, that we would be okay. And so I wanted to talk to you today about that, because we all need someone who will stand up, stand on our side. When we mess up, when we make mistakes, when we let our life go in a direction it shouldn't, or we make a commitment and we don't fulfill it, or we make a promise and we don't fulfill it. So there's just so many things that we, as people, as humans, as just us, we make mistakes. We do. I mean, it's just a given. We do. And we need grace and mercy and forgiveness. And that's what this interceding that he does is. It's for us. He goes to God and he's like, forgive them. Forgive them. Forgive them. If you remember when he was on the cross, he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And that's a whole nother teaching, but that's what Jesus said. And so let me give you an example, because sometimes I think people don't know what that word is, what that is, that interceding really is. And so when you intercede for someone, you're going to the person in authority, and you're standing up for that person on behalf of this person over here. You're going over here to the person in authority, and you are saying these things that will help them to change their mind, their mindset, and to stop the punishment that would befall them if you didn't change your mind, right? And that's what Jesus did with us, and that's why we have forgiveness and grace and mercy. But let me give you an example. When your child, okay, let's just use this, and this may not be the best example in the world, so don't hold me to that. But this is the only way I can get you to what I think you can understand is when we get that call from the teacher, and the teacher says, hey, we can have this little chat, we gotta be talking here. Well, it is not because, your princess or your little prince has made the dean's list 90% of the time. No, it's the other way, right? And so the teacher wants to talk to us. So she tells us, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. Yeah, right? So what happens is she says, in lieu of this is what I have decided that I would do for the punishment. Well, we don't want our child to be punished. We don't want that. We don't want that. So what do? We start interceding on behalf of our child. Why? Because we love our child so much. We love them so much. They're so dear to our heart. We do not want punishment to come to them. We don't want any bad thing to befall them at all. So we begin to intercede that the teacher, the one in charge, would change her mind, and that punishment will not come to our children, whether it's writing 15 sentences, staying after school, facing detention, or even being expelled. Maybe it's simply just standing in the corner, something that simple. But still yet, we do not want that punishment to come to our child, right? We do it because we love them. We do it because our love is so great for them. It's not that we don't realize that they did something wrong. It's not that they didn't turn their homework in, or they didn't push their little child at the locker, or they didn't eat all their lunch, or whatever it is that the teacher felt what was necessary. Or, they deliberately spilled paint on the floor, whatever it is in the classroom. But still yet, we're not denying that. We're just asking for mercy and grace and forgiveness. That is interceding. That is just one form of interceding, and there are several. But I just want to talk to you about this one today. And that interceding is on behalf to spare this person. And so, if you will understand that that's what Jesus does for you, he is interceding to the Father to spare you punishment, to spare you an issue. And so when you look at yourself, and I didn't know, most of my years growing up, I had heard about God, but I didn't really know him. I didn't really have a commitment with him. And so I didn't realize that he was interceding on my behalf always. And this is why things were turning out so good. A friend of mine told me one time, Debbie, you always come out smell like a rose. And that's because God was intervening. Of course, I didn't realize it at the time, but he was. I had given my heart to Jesus as a little girl, about 8 years old. And that's all I knew. I didn't stay connected with God. But he never forgot the covenant he made with a little girl. Well, let's just say this. I didn't always do good. I went astray from that, okay? So, but God was always so faithful. Even when I was not. He was very, very faithful. And so, he was always taking care of me. He was always taking care of me. And that's what I want you to see today. Is even in your uttermost struggles, even when you've made commitments and you've broken, even when you've made promises and you've broken, even when you said, hey, I won't do this anymore, but you do. How many times we all do that? Those are just, yes, all the time. And how about those times when you say, well, I'm going to be committed to this, but you give up too soon? How about those times when you are struggling to keep your life together and get it together? How about those times? I know that happened to me so many times. I said, I'm going to change today. And then something happens. Temptation shows up. Tests and trials come our way. Hardships get in the way. And we quit. But that's where Jesus is not giving up on you. He's interceding for you to the Father every single day. Every single time you make a mistake, he's ever living to intercede for you. And I'm going to put all these scriptures at the bottom of this video so you can go and look them up and read them. But he's always interceding for you. And that's what you have to understand. So you can't give up. If you see yourself falling and you look around and there's nobody to stand up for you and say, hey, it's okay, it's okay. I forgive you. Let's go forward. Hey, I'm going to stand with you in this situation. I know other people aren't, but I'm going to stand with you in this situation. When you look around and those people aren't there, know there's someone right up there who is ever living to intercede for you, always. So know you are never alone. You're never fighting that battle alone. He's always with you. And if you deal with rejection or hurt or letting go of the past, I've got another video I would like you to see called The Window, the Flower, and the Shade. Check that one out. I really believe you'll be blessed for that. But God bless you. Have a great day, and I pray that your day is full of many sweet things. And remember, there's someone interceding on your behalf. There's someone encouraging you to go forward. Thank you, and have a great day.